morning. This morning we're going to take the power supply that I use to power my formerly cordless tools, and we're going to install a small voltmeter in them. I have to adjust the power. I use this variac over here, and I kind of have guessed at it and wrote the voltages of the variac and what they translate to, but I don't want to guess anymore. I just want to be able to turn it and see the voltage on the front of the unit. So we're going to install the voltmeter, and in a second here I'm going to transfer to the bench after I get this thing off the shelf. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to have to do this the hard way because I just realized that this is the power supply for my bench drill, and since it's the middle of summer I don't leave any power tools out here that require batteries. It gets probably 130, 140 degrees in this shed if the air conditioning isn't running, and that's not good for some electronics. So this is a power supply I built a while back. It's basically using an old APC backup 650, and I just gutted everything and stuck I took this transformer and hooked the outputs of it to a bridge rectifier. The bridge rectifier is attached to a piece of oh god, I can't talk this morning. Aluminum bus bar as a heat sink. Then I've got this 33 volt DC electrolytic capacitor that I bought from a surplus place, and I built a basic linear power supply, and I think it puts out a maximum of like 28 volts. We'll find out here. I put a voltmeter on it this morning, but I think it maxed out. Anyways, so the first thing I'm going to have to do is I need to take and cut a hole in the front of this so that I can put that in place, and then it's just going to be soldering the leads to the output voltage, and that's it. I mean, it's not much more complicated than that. So I'm not gonna bore you with the gory details of cutting this open, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so I used a Dremel tool and a small file to put a square hole in here that just fits this, so I've got to take this off and put it in from the other direction. So, back in a minute, or second. Alright, as you can see, I've got it in there. It's nice and crooked, and it's been affixed with lazy man screwdriver. And so what I'm going to do is I've got to put this faceplate back on and then wire it up. Be back in a second. Okay, so it's all back up here, and so we can turn it on. See, it's set to 5.39 volts. So we'll run it up to 12. Let's go up to 13 here. And there you go. Now I can be sure of the voltage I've got, or want, or need, or whatever. Later.